Hello, today I want to compare the Lancome Teint Clarifique Healthy Radiant Foundation with the Hera Glow Lasting Foundation. And the reason why I've been wanting to compare these two foundations is because they were both released recently and they both are focusing on a glowy finish and still at the same time perform well throughout the day. So the Hera was released first, which I managed to buy before the circuit breaker, and I was waiting for a long time until I could actually buy the Lancome online through the Tank's website. So I actually had to buy this without knowing what shades to get, but I had some other Lancome foundation, so I used that as a gauge, right? So I thought instead of just doing the foundation review, I would also get ready together. At the same time, I could share some of my favorite things that I've been loving recently whilst I'm putting on my makeup. Okay, so first let me get my hair out of the way. Alright, it's quite hot here. Okay, so let's start. First, I'm going to put my Hera Magic Starter Primer again. It has an SPF of 25. Once this is finished, maybe I'll go for the Hera, what is it called, the Sunmade or something. They have another one which has a higher SPF because I like to wear sunscreen as I live in sunny Singapore, right? And I don't want to get more freckles. You can see here that I have a pimple that was going to come out, and again I put a lot of acne cream on it and it ended up burning the skin around it, so it's flaky, and even without any product you can see the dry skin. So I won't be penalizing anyone for emphasizing this area because it's really terrible. I don't think there's any product out there that could possibly not emphasize it. Okay, so I've got the primer on. I'm going to put the Hera Glow on the left side. So here. And again, I'm going to use my trusty Shou Uemura foundation because it's really fast. I don't want to have you watch me put on makeup for a long time, right? So this is something that is really fast. You can do your makeup in seconds. If you don't like putting makeup when you go to work because of the time needed, then you can really consider getting this brush. I'm gonna clean it. Okay. And then I'm gonna put the Lancome on the other side. So actually I've been wearing these two foundation, one on each side, for many days before this video because I really, for my own personal curiosity as well, I really wanted to have a really accurate idea of how the two of them perform. So first of all, the first thing that I realized is the brush. I tried using another brush which is the from MyKitCo, which looks like it's a hybrid between a paddle brush and a densely packed brush like this. I'll put the link later, But anyway, so for the kind of brush that has a longer hair length and you basically kind of like smear it across your face, I discovered that it actually did not spread the foundation as well. I could actually see both foundation collecting in the pores. But after I changed to this foundation brush, it never happened again. So I think it's more of finding the right brush that works with the foundation. And this brush seems to work with almost any foundation, so yeah, it's one of my favorite brushes. And in terms of coverage, every time I try, the Lancome actually has a higher coverage than the Hera. Okay, and in terms of smoothing out the pores, you can actually see more texture on the Hera side than the Lancome side. And in terms of emphasizing of dry skin, as you can see, I've chosen to put the glow, Hera glow on the side where I have the, you know, the skin is actually very painful. Whenever I put any kind of cream on it, it hurts, it stings. So even with such a bad condition, the Hera actually does not emphasize it much. Like, it is not much worse than how it looks before I put foundation on. So the Hera does not emphasize dry skin, but the Lancome does a little bit. Okay, but not much. It's a little bit drier than the Hera one, if I'm gonna put it in other terms. And in terms of cakiness, the Lancome is slightly more cakey than the Hera one. Okay, and both do not oxidize. Both have a beautiful glowy finish. I would say that the Hera is more dewy, more glowy than the Lancome, but still, to me, both are glowy finish. So I have worn both foundations for the whole day on multiple occasions, and I would say that the longevity is the same for both foundations. So they both can last pretty much the whole day. You know, I do get a little bit of oil around the nose, but nothing major. I don't find that it, you know, drops off in patches or starts caking. So I think they both perform very well. And compared to Laura Mercier, the one that I just bought recently, I find that the Laura Mercier, it will come off if you touch it. But with this two, I'm not too worried. I'm very comfortable touching my face, and I don't feel that it comes off the moment I touch it. Okay, so now let's get on with the rest of the makeup. First, I'm going to use Hera's eyeshadow powder. I've been liking this lately for something that is quick and fast free. I still put makeup when I'm working from home because I like putting on makeup. And you know, on days that I don't want to spend too much time fussing over, you know, the brow shape, I use this. So it's quick and easy and foolproof, right? Because if you use a eyebrow pencil, you have to make sure that you cover the whole area evenly. If not, you will actually see like patches where you filled it in more and you know, spots where you forgot to fill it in and you have gaps. So I use the MyKitCo eyebrow brush, which is quite big, so it just gets the job done really quickly. Alright, so that's the brow done. Not going to, you know, go into detail to change the shape of the eyebrow, but if I want to, then I will use the eyebrow pencil. Okay, next is concealer. I will be using the MAC concealer palette. I could not buy this for the longest time in Singapore. Every time I saw a MAC store, I went in, it was always out of stock. But not too long ago, it actually came into stock, and I was very happy to get it. So I think this color, this orangey one, is the one that most people recommend for under the eyes, but somehow I feel that the pink or the yellow works better for me. I'm not a makeup artist, but I just do what I think works better for me, because all of us have different under eye circles, different color tones, so you just need to find what works best for you. So first I will put on the pink part, then I'll go in with this you know, skin colored shade, just to make it more natural. And put some on my... So I finally got my eyelash extensions done. I had no eyelashes for quite a few weeks. Even once it was announced that beauty services could reopen, I tried making an appointment immediately, and it still took me like a good 3 to 4 weeks to get my appointment. So finally I have lashes. I am going to try to cover this, but I don't think it is going to work very well. And I'll try to mix these two colors to try and cover this and the redness around here. Okay. So yep. At first I didn't really like it that much because I felt that it was a bit cakey, but over time actually I found the right brush. This is I bought this concealer brush from Shou on Taobao, and you can see it's quite a special... Okay, I didn't turn on the product mode, but you can see it's quite a special shape for a concealer brush. It's actually flatter here and it's synthetic. So you can just use it to pat and push the concealer in, or you could stroke. So this is currently my favorite concealer brush. You can use it for under the eyes or even for concealing you know, spots. Okay, so as you saw, my background dropped and I had to get it back up again. I thought I could attach it using hooks and it will make it easier for me to set it up, but obviously it was a bad idea. So I'm back to using a backdrop stand. Okay, so I've done my concealer, I've done the foundation and the eyebrows. I am now going to set it with my SUQQU. This is the Oil Rich Glow Loose Powder. And this is another brush from Taobao, also from Shou. It's actually part of a set of about 11 brushes, and the whole set is only $20. And the brush is so soft. When it first came, I thought to myself, oh my god, what have I been doing? Why am I spending so much money on brushes? Any one of my brushes in my current collection is more than $20. From MAC to SUQQU to Hakuhodo, MyKitCo, name it. I'm a brush obsessed collector, and if I see an interesting brush, I would go and buy it just so that I could try it out. And then I get the whole set for $20. I don't need the brushes, honestly, but it was pink. And I love pink, right? So I bought the whole set and I'm like, oh my god, this is so soft. Ever since I got this set of brushes, I've actually reached for them more than my other brushes, my much more expensive brushes. Actually, other than the squirrel brushes from Hakuhodo, none of my powder brushes are as soft as this one. I have the La Mer powder brush, the fat round one, and that is not as soft. I have the Addiction powder brush, and that is actually scratchy compared to this. So this is really like, it's so soft. Can you see how it bounces? It's like, oh my god. If you are starting out trying to, you know, you don't have any good brushes and you want to start with a set, check out Taobao and check out this brand called Shou. It's really value for money. I've been very obsessed with Taobao, so all my friends would know. I even start buying clothes from Taobao. Okay, so that's the base done. Okay, so now on to eyeshadow. It's a day look, so I'm not gonna do anything that's too overboard. And I was just bragging about the pink brushes that I got from Shou, right? So I'm showing them to you here, and I will be using them for the eyeshadow. And for the eyeshadow, I'm using the Bobbi Brown Nude Drama 2. It's again another release that I was waiting while stuck in circuit breaker, and finally it came out on Tangs again, so I ordered it. Okay, I'm gonna just use, there's two eyeshadow brushes in the set. One is more round and one is slightly flatter, so I'm gonna use the slightly flatter one on the white color of the palette, and just to lay the base for the eyeshadow quickly. I'm not professional, so I just basically dust things on. Then I'm gonna use this pinky color. It's slightly pinky brown, and I'm just gonna put it all over my lid. I really hate my hooded eyes, but for some reason when I try using double eyelid tape, I look like I have swollen eyes. So I'm not sure whether going for double eyelid surgery is a good idea. It may be quite risky. I may end up worse than I look now, so. Okay, something very simple. And there is a medium brown here, which I will use with yet another brush from the set on the double eyelid area. Actually, all the colors are very similar, so that it doesn't look too dramatic. And I'll just, cover a little bit of the outer corners of my lower eyelid. Okay. And with the smaller brush, I'm actually going to put this glitter one. It's a little bit much for a day-to-day, but I really want to show you how pretty the color is. So if you want to just, go a little bit more than a very natural look, just top it up with this glittery color. Any of the glitters. There's like 4, 5 glitters in this palette. Okay, then I am going to put eyeliner. This is something that I wanted to share with you guys today. I ordered this on, I think, Shopee or Qoo10, because again, I think Sasa in Singapore has closed down, so I'm not sure where you can buy this. I've seen this many times. It's a Korean brand, TonyMoly, but I always had my doubts. How good can this eyeliner be, right? Because it looks, sorry to say, but it looks a little bit cheapo because of this thing. This is actually the eyeliner brush. Definitely it's meant to be something, to be very convenient for you to bring out. But I felt it looks a bit ugly and a bit, tacky. So I was never drawn to it. But I have found eyeliner pencils that will not smudge and stay the whole day. like the clear ones. I'll do another video on my journey on eyeliners, but I could never find a gel eyeliner that would last. I have tried, you know, if you do your research, it will be Bobbi Brown gel eyeliner. I've gone back to it over the years again and again, thinking how can everyone rave so much about this gel eyeliner, but every time I try it smudges, it doesn't stay. If you do a wing, it'll be gone you know, by midday. And when you have eyeliner that smudges, it looks even uglier than not putting eyeliner at all. So smudging eyeliners is a big no-no. But I still wanted a gel eyeliner because first of all, I love buying brushes. What am I going to do with my eyeliner brushes if I only use pencils? That's one. Second thing is, I just somehow felt that gel eyeliners gave you more control and it looks more natural, and it's an in-between a liquid and a pencil, right? Because the pencils, it's harder for you to get the ends to be sharp because it's dependent on the thickness of the pencil that you got, and the liquids are just so razor sharp that it doesn't look very natural. So I think that gel is a good in-between, but I could never find one that didn't smudge. The latest one I tried is actually the Anastasia Beverly Hills waterproof gel eyeliner. That smudges every single time. I thought the word waterproof meant that it will not smudge. I tried putting powder on it, like really packing in the powder, but still it smudges at the top of my eyelids because of my hooded eyes, and at the bottom. No matter how many times I try, it still smudges. So seriously, I'll just keep it to do another video on eyeliners after that. I think there's no point keeping it. It's so expensive compared to this, and this works. Finally, if you drew a wing, at the end of the day, you will still see the wing. You won't see it under your eye, on your eyelids. I think Koreans and Japanese just, you know, got the secret to eyeliners. Okay, I'm using the MyKitCo Angle eyeliner brush, and I have eyelash extensions, and many people think that once you get eyelash extensions you can't put eyeliners. Honestly, I've been doing eyelash extension for years and I still wear eyeliners. Okay, so I've just filled up at the end. If you want, you can still go at the top. So the problem that people have, or the challenge why they don't wear eyeliners, is when they have eyelash extension, is how do you remove it without you know, making your eyelash extensions drop. And you can ask you can't ask my eyelash therapist, but my eyelash extensions usually last a good 5 weeks. That's why I stopped buying packages that give me a top up, because I'll just schedule a new set every 5 weeks. And I remove eyeliner using micellar water, the Bioderma one. I'm sure everybody knows about the Bioderma micellar water. And I use you can use a cotton pad. I stopped using cotton pads for a long time now. I now use reusable cotton pads. They're basically pieces of cloth, and I would use the softer side, soak it in micellar water, and just, you know, gently press and then gently rub it off, and my eyelash extensions stayed, no problem. So you can still have eyeliners even if you have eyelash extensions. Okay, so that's my eyeliner. I think I'm going a bit far with the left one compared to the right one. Okay, so new favorite, TonyMoly. I've also bought the Misha eyeliner. It's in the tube. I didn't bring it with me now, but that one also stays the whole day. The only thing that I don't like about it is that it dries really fast. So in terms of ease of applying, this one is much easier. So this is the one that I would really recommend. Like, but honestly, I'm sure all of you have seen this before. Okay, so that's the eyeliner. And now we go into shading. This is the Peripheral V shading. I watch a lot of Korean makeup videos, and you know, I get inspired to buy makeup from them, and this is one of, you know, the things that I saw. I think it's Risa Bay. She's a Korean makeup artist and she's very pretty, and she uses this for contouring. Another thing that I've discovered recently is that my face shape is diamond, meaning these two parts go in, right? And these two parts go in and this protrudes out. So in the past, I would contour by shading this in, and it would just make me look older than I am. Okay, I'm 37 this year and I don't really want to look older than I really am. So to try to make me look younger, what I've been trying to do is to basically try to turn my face into an oval. So the parts that's protruding is where I would contour the crap off. Like I'll go crazy and go in, you cheekbones, right? And here, this part, okay, it's sunken in here, so I wouldn't try to contour that part. And of course under the jaw, who doesn't need a jawline, right? Okay, so maybe I just try to do one side to show you the difference. But can you see that it's much less angular, this side of my face? And then I will bring out the sunken bits of my face. So this is the Claire de Peau highlighter. If you want to look like an elf from, is it Lord of the Rings? You basically, if you want to look like ethereal, you can really check out this one. It will really give you that elf, ethereal, angel kind of look. So I would put it here now, where it's sunken in. I will also put it here because you can see that this part, there's a hole. I never realized that I have such a sunken temple compared to others. So now I must try to make it visually less sunken. And under eye circles, so I'm gonna put it here. Especially for older, not old, women like us, you start, you know, getting sunken in areas that you don't really want to be sunken in. Because the more sunken you are, the older you look. So this is the difference between with the shading and the highlighting and without. Can you see a difference? Okay, so I'm going to do the same for the left side. Okay. Go away, bones. Go, go, go. So if you watch contouring tutorials, which I've watched like maybe 100 of, they will be telling you that, you know, you shouldn't follow how, you know, so and so, whichever YouTuber that you like is doing their contouring, because unless you have the same face shape as them, then you should follow. If not, you basically look at the structure of your face and you see which are the parts that you want to bring in and which are the parts that you want to bring out, and everyone is different. For my entire life, hairdressers and whatnot keeps telling me that I have an oval face, and then, you know, recently, about 1-2 months ago, yeah, can you imagine, I finally discovered that it's not. It's actually a diamond shaped face. So, being a diamond, I need to bring down the edges to make it more oval. Basically, the best looking shape is oval, and whatever is your current face shape, unless you are already an oval shape, so congratulations. But if you are any other face shape that is not oval, then try to make it oval. Like what I'm trying to do here. Okay. Then I am going to contour my nose. I actually hate many parts of my face, and one of them, other than my hooded eyes, is my nose. I think it is really fat and ugly. I really love those thin... My nose is not flat. I think it's quite high and I look like a witch. But can't do anything about that. So I try to contour the sides of my nose in the hope of making it look slimmer. I'm filming this video in daytime because my kids are at my parents' place. If not, I would never be able to film videos in the daytime. It'll be far too noisy. I have 3 boys. Can you imagine the kind of havoc? Okay. Now, another favorite of mine is the new MAC, what did it call? Glow Play blushes. I'm sure you have seen them on Instagram. They're everywhere. They're so pretty. I want to get more colors, but I'm trying to be a good girl. Here you go. So I'm gonna use the lighter peach color, then you know, use the pink as the center point piece. And again, because I now have discovered that my face is diamond, I'm not gonna like put it this way so that it emphasizes how wide this part is. So I'm going to basically put it diagonally to try to make it look visually smaller again. Everything is about trying to create a visual illusion. Okay. So the good thing about this is actually it's not exactly cream and it's not exactly powder, so it's kind of like this mousse texture. So you can actually use it on top of powder or below powder. And that's one of the reasons why I have a few cream or liquid blushes, but I tend not to use them because I forget. By the time I get to blush, I've put on my powder, I've put on my highlighter and everything, and I can't use those liquid or cream blushes anymore, so I have to use back my powder blushes. But this one, you don't have to worry. This is the Hakuhodo. It's a synthetic and natural mix brush. So with this brush, I think using you know, synthetic hair would be better, because it's not, as I say, it's not really a powder kind of brush. Okay, so this is the first color. Then I'll be using the Zoeva 110 face shape. This is Lisa Eldridge. I keep seeing her use this for foundation, but it's really so small that it takes me a long time to put on foundation, so I now use it for cream blushes. And then what color is this? No Shame. So this is like redder, pinkier, and you know, just put it in the middle. That's it. Now for lipstick. I'm currently in love with this range of Uemura's lipstick, especially the matte version. I used to have a crush on the Bobbi Brown, what's it called? Crush lip color. It's also matte kind of lipstick, but that was really drying. It feels very, it's as if you have a layer of sandpaper or layer of sandy thing on your lips. But the Bobbi Brown gives a very nice matte look. So I did have an obsession and bought like a ton of colors, and then this came out, and this by far of all my, I don't know how many lipsticks I have, but a lot of matte lipsticks, this is the most comfortable, yet matte, does not emphasize your dry skin, and it still lasts. I think it has a lot of pretty colors. I also like the non-matte version, and this color is MBG943. It's my new favorite because it's this, I don't know, it's not too beige, not too nude, and not too red that I look weird at home. And yeah, I think it's a nice everyday color that goes with almost anything. Okay, then the final thing, this is something that your lash therapist will give you after every eyelash extension session because they've used it on you, and for hygiene purposes they'll give you one. I must have like 50 already. So ever since I've gotten eyelash extensions done, I have not bought a mascara, I have not bought an eyelash curler. So when I lost all my extensions during a circuit breaker, I had no eyelash curler or mascara to tide me over. I just had basically no lashes. And you know, the reason why I keep doing eyelash extension is that it's convenient, right? You know, I have to work, I have to go to work, and I have 3 kids, so you know, whatever you can do to reduce the amount of time that you spend. And I don't know, when you put mascara, it actually takes quite some time because you have to carefully coat every hair. So I think it's a good investment in terms of the time saved. And I finally found a lash therapist that doesn't hurt my eyes when they remove the extensions, and I can't feel them when I close my eyes. So I think these two are the key things that I look for in eyelash extensions. Previously I went to a few others, and sometimes, I don't know, is it they stuck it too close to the roots of your lashes? It will make you feel like there's something poking you when you close your eyes. But seriously, I could never feel anything when I close my eyes with this place that I found. Okay, if you're in Singapore and you want to know where I do my lashes, you can always leave a comment and I'll let you know. Okay, so that's it. That's the end of my get ready with me. And if you want to see the actual values of the foundation ratings, you can check out my interactive dashboard. The link will be in the description box below. All my foundations and all their ratings are on that dashboard, and you can compare them as you like with whatever combination of foundations that you want. Okay, so everyone have a good day, stay safe, and bye.